I'm gonna fucking throw up. I swear to God. It better not show that. Ah! It's a whole cheer team of Does anybody else feel like they're gonna puke, or is that just me? I am so nervous for this episode. Everybody knows that, like, the finale obviously is important, but so is the penultimate episode. And that's where we're at right now. There is... Ooh. Okay. Fair warning, I'm gonna be crying this episode. Everyone told me and warned me, and I'm emotional in general. If you watch my channel, you know that. So if crying bothers you, don't watch this. I don't want anyone to complain, because get over it. I've watched this show since the pilot aired and have reacted to it since season 2. We've been through a lot, Riverdale and I. As much as people love to drag it and make fun of it and stuff, it really is a comfort show to me. It does suck having people make fun of it all the time, especially when it's like people are making fun of a show that I get joy out of watching. And I do understand, though, that I think it comes from a place of, like, people watched the first and second season, and then suddenly the third season, everything was different. And I get that. It makes sense. It is different, you know. What they don't know is the comics are batshit crazy as well. And this is satire. It is making fun of itself. It's not taking itself seriously. It's not ever claimed to be this, like, Emmy-winning scripted show. It's fun and has great characters that get you hooked and fall in love with them, and it's special in its own right. That being said, I'm very disappointed with how this last season has come about. Regardless of what happens when they get their memories back, we've essentially watched a full season, the last season of the series, of Riverdale all over again. These are not our characters that we know and love. These are completely different people, and almost every single one of them is like a polar opposite of their real selves. And that's kind of a tough pill to swallow, because it feels wrong. And not only have we watched these different characters that aren't even our own beloved characters, we also are going to get, most likely, an ending that completely has nothing to do with our characters and how they were going to end up after season 6. It would be one thing, I mean, I'm speaking too soon because maybe they do, but it'd be one thing if this happened, they got their memories and then somehow got transported back, you know, into their true selves, or they get their memories and then suddenly they're their true selves again, and we kind of pick up where we left off. And that I would be okay with. And when I say okay, I don't mean happy. I mean, I would be not upset about that. I would feel disappointed, but I wouldn't be mad. It just seems like this season would be a waste. However, if they get their memories and then just, like, don't go back to how it was, this whole season was a waste. And how freaking disappointing. Because people have supported this show through thick and thin, watched it from beginning to end, just for them to completely change the entire show in the last season. And by that I mean completely. This is not the same show. These are not the same characters, they just have the same names and they're played by the same actors. And also, like, I don't know if it's just me that noticed this, but it seems like, I don't know if it was because of the writer's strike, but it seems like midway, the writing completely changed. There were so many storylines that ended or started that were just abruptly stopped right in the middle and then dropped. And I don't get that. I'm assuming it's got to be because of the writer's strike, but it seems like this was written before then, unless they were still actively writing it until this writer's strike happened. But I don't know, like, the timeline of that. However, I don't understand, even if there was a writer's strike and there's new writers, I don't understand why they stopped all of these storylines and then just did it the different way. Even if it's the same writers, why did they do that? We had a scene of Archie and Betty kissing for the first time, finally, after all these feelings and everything confusing and everything, whatever. They finally kiss. He brings her home at night. Alice catches them, so they can't kiss, but they, like, say goodbye. They're both smiling. Is what it is. Next episode, she says, oh, I don't know where we stand. It's kind of weird. And then dropped 100%. Out of absolutely nowhere. They don't even talk about it anymore. Or talk about their, like, feelings. It is blowing my mind. I don't understand. Even, and I'm not against Veronica Jughead, to be honest, but even that storyline was, like, it was cute at first, you know, and then they kind of ended it. But then now they randomly brought it back out of quite literally nowhere. Not to mention the Reggie and Veronica storyline, they completely dropped right then also. I don't get it. It's so sloppy. And if this gets all tied in the end and makes sense in the end, I will eat my words and admit I was wrong. But I don't get it. And that's fine. Like, not all the time do you need to get things because, that's what TV shows do. They make you confused and then they answer your questions along the way. My problem is we have 2 episodes left and there's too many questions to be answered. So I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that I am not going to be given all of the closure I want. And that's okay. Shows don't need to end giving you complete closure. But there's a lot to be said. That's important to be said. So, yeah, I want to just watch this. I heard this episode is really, really good. So, I have an open mind. I'm excited. I'm hoping that we get some of that closure this episode and get some answers to many, many questions that there are about this. And yeah, I'm just excited, guys. Just a quick reminder that if you want to see the Riverdale uncut reactions, meaning the whole episode, and watch it with me, the link at the top of the description will take you to my Patreon, and there's a $5 pledge, $5 a month, and you get every single show I react to, not just Riverdale, all uncut and unedited, so you can watch the full episode with me, not just what's on YouTube. Like I said, $5 a month for all of the shows. It's quite a good deal. If you want, definitely check it out. It supports me a ton. Obviously, YouTube AdSense does not do it for creators. So Patreon is where you can really support me. There's also a $2 tier that's just support if you don't really care or whatever, but you want to support me. That helps too. Another thing, subscribe. That helps me a ton, and so many of my viewers are not subscribed. Like, what are you doing? If you're coming back all the time, just hit me with that subscribe. Why not? Why not? But anyway, I still appreciate if you watch with me. Leave a comment if you happen to be someone who's been watching along with me since the very beginning, since my first reaction to Riverdale, which, you know what? Ironically, my first reaction to Riverdale was Barchie's first kiss, which it just happened to be that episode where I started. So it's been a long run, guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be really, really devastated next Wednesday. It kind of hit me in the shower the other day that it's gonna end. It's not gonna ever come back. And that sucks. I really, part of me is like, I don't want them to do any spinoffs because, I want it to end happy and just that be that. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't want to say goodbye to these characters forever, but it's been an amazing 7 seasons, I mean, obviously there's been its ups and downs, but we got them a lot longer than most shows give you. So I am grateful for that. How lucky are we that we have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? That's genuinely how I feel. Endgames aside, I'm sad to see it go, It is what it is, though. That's life. And yeah, I hope you guys can stick around with me and watch some other shows with me sometime because I have thoroughly enjoyed watching Riverdale with all of you. But yeah, we still got 2 episodes left. So let's get into this episode, guys. I'm excited. Let's do it. Here we go.
For years, Riverdale had prided itself as being the town with pep.
I got my tissues.
Very nearly exploded. Now,
whoa,
a reshuffling was happening.
I don't know why, but have we ever? I think we have, but it's been a long time since we've seen Jughead writing his monologue as he's telling it. That's interesting. I wonder how they're going to talk about that, about him being the narrator, are they going to show us that he ends up writing the Archie comics or what's going to happen, because if they showed us him, oh, you know what? What if this is just a theory? What if this whole comic storyline, what if the whole point of it is that it makes it so he writes the first Archie comics because they can't write about witches or gore or monsters or literally anything? What if he starts writing about Riverdale? Honestly, I kind of feel like it might be even cuter for the comic to be called Riverdale. However, I think it would be cute too if it was also called Archie comics, just because him being the writer of Sabrina, but then also writing the Archie comics, Archie and Friends or whatever. I feel like that would be a really cute ending, him narrating it was actually him writing his stories. That would be cute. I hope to do something like that. Spoiler alert if you are watching Orphan Black or haven't finished Orphan Black, I'm about to talk about it. At the end, when we find out that Orphan Black was actually the story told by Helena, it was beautiful.
Principal Featherhead was stepping down from his cherished post.
Adios.
The official story was
for
personal reasons. A word from the bird.
I guess potentially Obviously, it's the Russian shit, I'm assuming. I wonder if that means that the comic thing is going to be released then.
Mr. and Mrs. Cooper had decided to continue living on Elm Street as husband and wife, though Mr. Cooper would be moving into the basement bedroom.
They have a basement?
I don't own this station. I can't even open a bank account on my own.
Yeah.
And what about when you go off to college?
She's going to be alone.
I'm gonna be alone.
That's so much pressure, though. Oh, my God.
I lived in my parents' house until the day that I married your father.
It is so crucial to have independence before you settle down. It really is. Like, have a job on your own. Even if you still live with your family until you get into, like, a relationship and then you move in, you still need to, like, have that independence. There is a bug that's driving me nuts. You still need to have that independence and be able to be your own person first, so that it isn't a situation like this where all of her eggs, quite literally all of her eggs, are in one basket. And now she relies on him and can't really, I say afford, but I don't mean, I guess I do mean literally, but not literally as well. She can't afford to be without him mentally and physically and money-wise.
It's just the three of us now, children.
Hey!
Me, your idiot father, and
My lady.
Viper mother both rot.
I always knew there was something squirrely about Mom and Dad.
In the meanwhile, it's up to us to ensure that the blossoms rise from the ashes like phoenixes.
Listen, though, even though they're f***ing insane, Nana Rose is also up there, too. Just not as bad.
Featherhead is barely out the door, and you're already trying to take his office? So what's the plan? Are you going to study us like lab
I hope
rats,
he's
or
packing his shit.
experiment on us like some 2-bit Dr. Moreau?
Alas, Mr. Jones, I have no interest in being principal of this school.
Period. Bye!
I'll be serving on the president's subcommittee looking into the causes of juvenile delinquency.
Maybe people should be looking into you and how you feel about your students.
We rejected for the reasons outlined herein. Good luck to you and your colleagues at Pep Comics.
The fact that he has control over putting comic books out into the entire United States is the dumbest fucking shit ever. I don't know if it's just because they're trying to push, like, him being the writer of Archie Comics or Riverdale in general, but, like...
I'm gonna ride the rails, hit the trails. I'm gonna be a vagabond writer. Hop trains, explore the country, because I'm doing this during summer vacation.
Well, jumping trains doesn't beat going to the best
I
basketball
mean,
camp
she
in the
still could
world,
say
but
something.
If it floats your boat, good on you, Marge.
Aw, I'm glad he has someone.
After a comet hits and destroys New York City, a man and a woman come together and fall in love.
Their problem is that it's a black man and a white woman who find each other. I haven't even told Mr. Fieldstone yet.
Wow.
This would make for a fantabulous movie.
Well,
Aw.
if anyone wants to get in touch with Du Bois's representatives, I have all their information.
Wait, that would be so cute, though, if, like, somehow they get this story out there and then Veronica makes it a movie. That would be really cute, especially if they're ending up together. That would be very, very sweet.
When Riverdale High integrated, 3 of the black schools in town shut down. And suddenly, dozens of great teachers were kicked to the curb.
Who are they trying to make
There's this
the principal?
incredible educator who spent the last year driving a cab.
Now is the time for a
You
fresh
have a
start.
voice. You have that power. It's a disservice to not use it. Oh, yeah! Oh, yay! When they said that, I realized that they were talking about a black man, but, like, I didn't know. I was like, couldn't remember who that would be. Alice came through.
And if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So I challenge you all.
That gave me goosebumps.
Be kind. Be
I
better.
can't cry already. That I literally have goosebumps.
Now let's get to work.
Aw. Aw. I love that. I love that he's back.
There used to be a teacher who worked here, a real top-notch teach. She was falsely accused of being a communist, and she was fired for it.
Aw.
I was hoping that...
Let me see if I can't right this wrong.
Aw.
That would be swell, Principal.
That
Grundy.
would be
Thank
so
you.
amazing. Hopefully they don't have to fire Grundy, because in this universe, she's a good person. Period queen.
Hold on to your pom-poms, my beloved paper shakers, because
She's
I'm
back.
Carol, this is a private practice for vixens.
Also, I love how we said that at the same time.
Winner takes all.
I refuse your challenge.
Too bad. This is so like OG Riverdale. How about, I keep wanting to call them the Cheerios. How about they all just vote? I think I know who they'll vote for. Okay. Your turn.
Your turn.
I could have wrote this whole ass scene. I have the same dialogue. Oh god. She took the beast down.
I'm going steady with Tony Topaz.
Ah!
If anyone here has a problem with that, you are more than welcome to follow Evelyn out that door and into a dumpster.
We're in full support of you, Cheryl. And we also want to live in the light.
It's a whole cheer team of dykes! I thought that reaction was like a judgy reaction, but she was looking at her because like they were gay too. That was everything. I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of her. That was everything, and I am so freaking happy for her. That took her a long time, even in present day, and the fact that she literally was like, you know what? We have a new principal. We're gonna be better people now. We're gonna be accepting people now, and I'm gonna just freaking do it. She did that thing.
We publish without the damn seal. That's what we do. Send it out in the world and hope for the best.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Aww.
No, that's it for me. I'm done. I mean, this is the best comic I ever put together.
I wonder if Jughead's gonna take over. That would be really cute.
I can't imagine a better one.
Because, like,
In the
that's literally
meantime,
all he has ever wanted.
Would you write the last editorial? Think of it as our eulogy.
Aww.
Been an honor, kid. It really has.
Aw, this is f***ed up. I am not gonna be ready for the finale.
What did you get, hon?
Oh, is it the first book?
It's the first copy of my book.
You wrote a book?
Cute. Also, though, I love how, like, whoever published it is fine with just, like, putting in, like, a half-naked teenager on the cover. Times were different back then, but still, what the f***.
It's great.
What?!
Coach Andrews?
He's gay?
The shower in my room is on the fridge.
Hey, he's looking at him
let me
like...
use this.
Right.
What? That's why his marriage ended? That's why Uncle Frank was so against Archie doing... Wait, what? Why was he so afraid of Archie being gay, like writing meaning Archie was gay, when he is gay himself? You wouldn't, like, internalize homophobia. What? Dude.
I should probably cut out.
I know what you are. Ooh. I wish he would have confronted and been like, are you guys, like, dating? Holy shit. What?
What is it, Betty?
Please be supportive.
I wrote a book.
I see that you're on the cover. In undergarments.
Look at Alice trying so hard to be supportive.
I'll settle for you reading it just to get to know me better.
Aww.
And maybe by getting to know me better, you might get to know yourself better.
She'll read it.
Geraldine shared some of your recent poems with me. I do hope you plan to stick with your writing.
Oh, I do.
Did they fire her?
See what the world beyond Riverdale is like. It's exactly what you should be doing at this point in your development as...
Is it purposeful that they're making them completely opposite to their actual selves? Genuine question. Is that purposeful? Because we had seasons upon seasons of Archie talking about wanting to, like, have the white picket fence settle down in a small town in Riverdale, fix Riverdale, save Riverdale. I don't want to leave Riverdale. I want to marry Betty in Riverdale and stay in Riverdale. And, like, that's why I can't be with Veronica, because I'm made to be in Riverdale. And then for him to be like, I'm getting the hell out of Riverdale. Like, it's got to be purposeful, because they're not that stupid, are they? But also at the same time, if it's purposeful, why? Why? I don't know if the goal is to, like, have them feel complete opposite of their real selves, and then they find out who they really are, and then, like, realize, like, how, like, I don't know. I don't get it.
How would you feel about writing and directing an adaptation of The Comet as a major motion picture?
Is this a gag? I've actually been fiddling with...
This entire season could have been done with them not in high school, and it would have made way more sense. So you're telling me a high school student owns a theater, helped somebody get their film greenlit by major production companies, is now getting another teenager to write a screenplay for a major motion picture. Then you're telling me that Betty wrote a book, has lingerie on the cover. Archie is apparently going to go traveling around outside Riverdale. Oh, but it's fine because it's during the summer. But he's not just still a kid during the summer. So, like, that's fine. It just doesn't make sense to me. There was no reason for them to be in high school. In my opinion, zero reason for them to be in high school. And it makes these storylines, like, even though they're not, like, that big of a deal, there's so many storylines that don't make sense because of it. And I feel like we finally righted that wrong by, like, getting out of the high school experience thing in season 5. So, what is going on?
And I suspected you'd be passionate about this.
Veronica, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
It's going to be an uphill battle.
Also, I'm
But
very
there are
nervous to
things
find
we
out
can
what's
do,
going to happen
like
with Clay
get the right star attached.
and Julian.
And who needs to wait for summer? I'll get going right away.
Wonderful.
We're going to make a movie in the summer, as if it doesn't take years to, like, get that to that point.
How does that sound?
Aww. It would make even more sense if they were seniors, but they're not. They're juniors, right?
Now it's smack dab in the middle of our annual sweet corn harvest back on the farm.
Well, can't you skip the harvest this one time?
The corn we harvest, that single month, supports our farm for the rest of the year.
Oh. You do it, Archie.
Don't sweat it. I mean, I'll take your place on the farm.
Aw, I knew he would.
You got other plans.
Well, whatever I had planned, it's not as important as getting you set up for college.
Aw.
Going pro.
That's so sweet. I think that would inspire him.
That's exactly what a beat writer should be doing.
Aw.
I won't be able to pay you, Archie.
It's all part of the experience.
That is so sweet.
Sleep in your barn, learn the ukulele,
This is so sweet. This is honestly possibly my favorite thing to come out of the 50s storyline is their relationship. And honestly, like, they should have done this in present day and given them more of a chance, you know? But I think because of the Veronica thing and, like, also they're completely different people here than they are in present day. But Archie's main love, like, not love interest, but, like, main love this season is Reggie, is each other. Like, they're brothers, honestly. Brothers who the same person at the same time, but, like, they're still brothers. But this is so sweet. That is so sweet.
Thanks, Archie.
Aw.
I love you, Reg.
Aw.
I love you too, Archie.
That's so cute. I hope they can, like, stay that close when they get their memories back. No, I don't want to cry.
So what's wrong? I just finished your book.
Aw.
Well, I'm really glad that you read it.
She's like, I don't know if these are angry tears or what.
I did get to know you better. And all those wonderful, intelligent, promising young women and dreams.
It's never too late, Alice.
My biggest dream was being Miss Riverdale.
You dreamed about being a stewardess.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to see the world and meet fascinating people and be a fascinating person.
She can still do it.
No, you think that it's too late for you, but it's not.
No.
You can be happy. Please believe that.
Oh, this is a really good episode. I think the only thing that's hard is, like, at this point where I'm at in this episode, there's still not have been, like, any closure or essentially, like, getting a wrap up on these new characters. You know, like, the characters that we just started to love from this season because they're new, they're different, you know? So it's, like, almost like a finale for them, but not necessarily for our Riverdale.
We hope that this comic book will find its way into your hands. And hopefully the stories in it will make you think. And make you feel a little less alone.
Aww.
It is easier to tear down than to build up. Try to be a builder,
Aww.
not a destroyer. A
Aww.
foregone conclusion. There is always a chance for a brighter, better, stronger future. From all of us at Pep Comics.
I do like that
This is
message
adieu.
behind that. Shut up! Oh my god! I thought she wasn't supposed to be in these episodes. Wait, is this real Tabitha or is this 50s Tabitha? This is real Tabitha, right? She doesn't have her glasses on or anything.
Tabitha. Hi.
Or maybe not. Maybe it is 50s. Aww. That's another thing, is like I feel so robbed.
What happened to your glasses?
It's future Tabitha.
Television doing here?
I am not the Tabitha who's traveling across the country with the NAACP.
Oh, is he about to get his memories right now?
What are you talking about?
He's like, what? Oh my god.
Let me show you something.
She's gonna show him on the TV? I have such bad goosebumps. Oh my god.
And then I will explain everything.
And you start seeing the shadows underneath.
Holy shit.
The name of our town is Riverdale.
This feels like a finale. I'm not gonna be able to deal with the actual finale. Oh.
I remember everything.
Oh.
That I sent you and everyone back to 1955 to save Riverdale from Bailey's Comet.
We were successful.
You all did great. All of your collective.
The thing that
innate
breaks my heart is like she's not gonna live. Like she's gonna, I feel like not that she's gonna die. Like I know she's like the angel, you know, but I don't think that she's gonna like live after this.
After much trial and error, I realized it would be impossible for me to untangle and pull apart all of the various timelines. So instead, I wove them all into a single timeline. And I used all of the energy from all of the other timelines to stabilize it and fortify it.
Is that why everything is so like absolutely bonkers? Weird relationships, like crack ships and like crazy shit like that, or what?
I can't send you all back to 2023. I can't move them through time, as I've said, but I can show them. I can show them what I showed you, and then they can decide whether or not they want to remember their other adventures.
Wait, what? Okay, so like, I mean, we expected that they're gonna stay in the 50s, but it's not like she's like putting their consciousness back into themselves. They just watch their memories and on TV, they just basically learn about them. I don't understand that. That's shitty. So basically, like, it would be as if I'm sitting here today and like talking to Tabitha and she says, in this past life, you were an actress, you were at the top of the world, whatever. I could be like, wow, cool. And then her be like, you were in love with me. I don't know, me. And me be like, I was? But I don't have any emotions in that because like, I don't feel those emotions. Like, she's telling me that me in that universe felt those emotions, but me myself does not. In the way that Jughead's talking, it seems as though he doesn't like, he's not that person. He just knows that person's memories. And that sucks. Especially if she's like, I can show, like, they can choose what they want to see. So it's not, they're seeing it. They're not being it. That sucks. So these aren't gonna ever be the characters that we knew and loved. So basically the Riverdale that we watched the entire series ended in season 6. Those characters that we knew and loved for 6 seasons ended there. This is the way that I'm comprehending it. So like, tell me if you think differently. But basically, this would be an equivalent to us watching Riverdale and then her going to Riverdale and telling them about themselves, you know, like in this other timeline. So we lost our characters in season 6. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that because while I'm happy that they're getting these memories now, she can't like make them conscious of it. They don't have the memories. They're not essentially getting their memories back. They're just being told of their previous selves. I don't know how to feel about this. This is such a good episode, but I just don't know how to feel about that fact.
And I told them about the future. And how we couldn't go back to our previous lives, but they could remember them if they chose to do so. And then decide if they wanted to keep those memories or forget them.
Look, I know it's a lot to process.
See, I don't like that. I could see people like Fangs and Kevin choosing that. Because that was kind of what I guessed, actually, back then. But I didn't guess that they would be able to keep or choose the memories. I guessed that they would either be able to like be themselves then, or be who they used to be. So like it's similar in the fact, so like I could see Kevin and Fangs doing it so they could be with their partners and whoever else, but the fact that it's like they could choose to remember, it's not even remembering though. That's the thing. It's like they're just learning about these memories that they don't know about.
If you're interested, you know where to find me.
About time they believe him.
If this is real, I figure I might get a good poem out of it. My own version of Howl.
Our story is about a town, a small town, and the people who live in the town.
So basically they could just sit down and watch the show.
Itself, like so many other small towns, all over the world.
They get to sit down and watch Riverdale.
I was a boxer. Prisoner. Football player.
Good times.
I was with my dad. I didn't think I'd ever see my dad again. So
Aww.
I'm glad about that.
The show. Okay, Miss Betty.
Hey, Jughead.
Patricia. Oh God, thank God. Ugh.
Together. Classic B&B style.
Aw. I always said how sad it made me that they like kind of abandoned that friendship, and I'm so glad that this time period fixed that. Poor Betty. She had so much trauma.
Such darkness. You and I, we were together.
Yeah. Till we weren't.
Damn.
And I killed my husband, Chad. And my father.
Wild. It's interesting, like, listen, I'm gonna hold on to these Barchi crumbs. I doubt they're gonna end up together. I don't think, like, honestly, I feel like besides Shoni, I don't think any of the, like, ships are gonna end up together, which is kind of disappointing. I feel like Raz has this mentality of, like, well, I can't make anybody happy, but he's, like, in his head, like, I can't make anybody happy, so I'm gonna make nobody happy. No one's getting what they want, which is, like, is a terrible way to look at it. Like, dude, grow a fucking pair and end it the way that you intended to end it. Stop being a pussy, honestly. But too late now. It's just, like, wild, though, because basically what I was gonna say about the Barchi crumb was when Betty said, you and I were together, and then he said, until we weren't. But how is she gonna talk to Archie about the fact that, like, they are engaged? And it's not a till we weren't situation. They are engaged still.
Kevin asked if Clay was in any of the stories on TV. When Betty told him he wasn't, he didn't want to come.
Aww.
When Julia
I knew
found out
it.
he was just a doll in the TV stories, he didn't want to come either.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that shit.
Now you know what your lives were like before the comet. The adventures you had, the people you loved, the people you lost.
The bear.
The question is, do you want to carry this knowledge with
good
you for
times.
the rest of your lives?
Good times.
Could we perhaps just remember the good things? Forget all the serial killers and superpowers and gargoyle kings and...
You know what? I'm okay with that. Even though it's like they should remember everything because that's what shaped them. Considering it's not remembering, they're essentially just finding things out. I do think that it's better that like they only know the good things because like Betty, for example, her life was traumatic as hell. Archie's too. Like they remember the good things, and that doesn't mean like you can remember the good things and remember a relationship and that it ended. But taking out the things that are traumatic, you know?
I can make that happen. Yes. I can hit a reset button and
Re-show
only
it to you?
reshare the good memories. I think after everything you all have been through, you deserve that much.
I'm okay with that. Aw, Archie are together. Aw, they were so little. Aw. I feel like it's gonna be a thing where, like, once everything is settled, Tabitha is gonna be gone, like, forever. Oh, this is hard. I honestly wonder, like, what this feels like the finale. I keep, like, having to remind myself that there's one more episode, but, like, I am kind of glad they're doing this in the way that they're doing it. I am a little bit impressed with that they are, like, making it work this way. And I think it's a really cute concept to, like, show them remembering these things by seeing it on TV, you know? By, like, showing us it as well, to make us, like, to remind us of, you know, what they've been through and the characters that we know and love. Aww. Okay, Julian. Julian's gonna be like, where was I? Unless he still knows that he's not in it. Aww. I remember that episode like it was yesterday. Oh, I'm glad that he's watching it, though. Oh my God, I forgot about that. That was so cute. Aww. It's really cute, though, how, like, none of them are, like, weirded out by it, or none of them are, like, jealous by it. Like, dude, you're kissing my girl. Like, it's not none of that shit, you know? It's just kind of like, this was us, you know? It's really sweet. Oh, yes! Aw, the smile. I don't know why, but like I wasn't thinking about the fact that this would include Tabitha in it. He's about to find out. We were so robbed. I think like in a way, it's really sweet that like we get to see her have like a huge role in it all. But I genuinely like fell in love with Jughead and Tabitha. Ugh, it hurts.
Is this the part where you ghost me? Do you want to see how the movie ends?
I know how it ends, and so do you. She settles in Chicago. She goes to business school and then law school. She's a civil rights advocate in every aspect of her life for the rest of her life.
Was any of that real?
Of course it was real. Just like this is real. It was all real. It all happened.
This is what I need from Betty and Archie. Like, why is it that Betty and Archie are just casually watching, I guess they hadn't got to the, like, proposal and stuff, but, like, watching all these memories and, like, not having this type of reaction? Like, how would it not break your heart to watch it and then, like, realize that that's not what you have, you know? Like, I don't know. This hurts. Ugh. Y'all warned me.
Do you remember our epic date before the end of the world when we watched Titanic and then we ate at Pop's?
I'm gonna fucking throw up. I swear to God. It better not show that. That was, in my opinion, like, truly, I saw a tweet about this. That was the most romantic scene in the entire show. Hands down. And that's saying something coming from me. That was one of the most romantic scenes ever. I just hope that in another reality, well, the thing is she said she had to kind of merge all of them into one. So, like, is that even true anymore? Because they should have been able to live out their lives together. And you know what, though? Like, Jughead from Riverdale before this, you know, when this scene happened, he got to live all of that life with her, you know? He got to actually experience it. It happened real quick for us, but he got to actually experience a whole life with her. So in a way, that does bring me comfort that that was a reality where they did end up together.
They grew old together.
That time bubble still exists. It's still protecting us. What we had, what we will always have. There is only one path forward now. And that is a good thing, Jughead. Trust me.
I'm glad to know that that still exists.
We all took care of that.
Classic time paradox.
But her consciousness will be gone.
Could I at least kiss you goodbye?
Oh,
Jughead Jones, you read my mind.
how heartbreaking. And like, how heartbreaking for Tabitha, dude. Like, the man that she literally loves is just like, she just lost him. And now she's gonna, like, be gone forever. This hurts. And just
in the
like
blink
that.
of an eye, Angel Tabitha was gone.
I want to know, though, that they, like, actually have their memories and it's not just, like, they just know of them.
I wasn't the only one who decided to remember everything. Betty did, too.
Betty, you had the most
More
trauma,
than most, Betty
baby.
understood that we are made up of moments of both joy and pain, happiness and suffering, darkness and light, and all the scars we collect along the way.
If anybody should have forgot everything, it's Betty. And, like, she's, you know, crying because of the bad things that she experienced. But what about your engagement? Like, why are we not talking about that?
But the stage was set for the final chapter of our epic saga about the town with Pep. One that could only be called Goodbye, Riverdale.
I feel like knowing this would, like... this show, man! Like, I don't even know. I'm trying to just, like, think, like, in that position. All of them, but especially, like, Betty and Jughead. How would they not be left with a giant hole of, like, emptiness in your heart after seeing a life that you lived and never finished? And to let go of some of these things, that you never got in this life. I feel like I would forever feel robbed, like forever feel like I was incomplete. Also, I didn't realize how much the beginning of this episode, when it shows the sign in the mountains in the back, it just gives me such vibes of season 1 with the fog and everything. Guys, I'm gonna watch the I can't even fucking say it. I am going to watch the series finale promo. Yeah. We're gonna watch together, guys. That felt like a series finale. I would be very disappointed if this was the series finale, but it felt like one. Because there's a lot of stuff still not answered. And like, the fact that we got a scene of Jughead and Tabitha talking about their relationship and like, we lived together, you know, all this stuff. I will be so incredibly angry and disappointed if we don't see Archie and Betty talk about that. About how they were like literally going to get married. They lived out all of this stuff, all of these different relationships, and chose each other. And if they just ignore that, I'm gonna lose my mind. I also need to see a Shoney scene of them talking about their life and them. Oh god, I bet Fangs is so fucking glad though that they get to stay there, because that means he gets Midge. Okay, I need to stop stalling. Let's watch the promo for the series finale. God, okay, I need to be able to say that without crying before I can start this. Okay. Let's watch the promo for the series finale of Riverdale. This is gonna kill me. This is gonna kill me. I've watched quite a few series finales on this channel. One of the hardest being, I think The Walking Dead was the hardest one, if I can recall correctly. This is gonna break me. I'm gonna be so embarrassed crying the whole episode. I'm not ready for it. It's been a ride, man. Regardless of how the ships end up, it's been a ride, and I'm not ready to get off the ride. I would happily ride the roller coaster into oblivion with Riverdale. I do know that the actors are like ready to move on, and you know, it was time. It was the right time, and I get that, but I will miss them forever. Okay, there was just another little promo that was released, so I'm gonna react to that one as well, because I think there's more in it. This is the extended preview of the series finale. All I know is Barchi is trending, so I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but they are up in the sky. Okay, I'm very nervous. Let's do this. That was so good. Oh my god. God, that was so good. Okie doke, that was the penultimate episode of Riverdale. Oh my god, I have never been like so heartbroken and like not hopeful. I loved the penultimate episode. Let me say that first. I have never been through such a roller coaster of emotions as I have in this very moment, because I went from being like, yeah, Barchi's most likely not gonna end up together, you know, it is what it is, it sucks, but you know, it's life, it happens, whatever, to then completely screaming and having hope now that they do end up together. I am shooketh. I'm gonna mention the promos, because like, how do I not talk about it without mentioning those? But I'm not gonna dissect the promo because I kind of already did. Okay, let's talk about this episode. Absolutely beautiful. I loved it with every fiber of my being. Like I said, my one complaint was that the way that they brought it up made it seem like these memories were given to them as like, hey, by the way, this is what you did in your past life, and not in a way that was like, boom, their memories are in your head, you remember everything, you remember who you are, you remember all these little moments and all these conversations and this and that. It wasn't like that. That's what it seemed like to me, at least. Or maybe I'm just misinterpreting it, and that the TVs and showing them their lives on the Riverdale episodes is just a way for us to visualize their memories, of them getting their memories back, which very well could be the case. Either way, it definitely emotionally got to every single one of them. So it's got to be more deep than just finding out like, hey, this is your past life, you know? I do still have hope for that. I am absolutely 100% excited for this finale. I'm just fingers crossed that this last episode feels as content as this episode made me feel, because this felt like a series finale, and not in a way that it felt wrapped up, because it really didn't, but in a way that like it felt like a last episode of something. However, I'm very glad that it's not, because there are many things not wrapped up, and I am just praying that the last episode gives us that. I really truly think that the last episode is gonna be Betty being welcomed to the afterlife. That's very much what it felt like to me, especially seeing like Jughead as like modern Jughead, and then the others as like 50s versions, and then later on we see modern Jughead with 50s Veronica and Archie in the booth, but then also kind of modern Betty, what looked like modern Betty. It's kind of like, that's gotta mean something. Because I know damn well she didn't just like have the memories and then be like, I kind of like her style, and then start dressing like old Betty, you know? And I feel like the long hair was purposeful in that. God, my heartstrings, man. I always like, how much you love the show. I never question that. I've always loved Riverdale. But you don't know like how much you love it until you see it ending, and then it hits you that like, this is it. That's all. They're never going to be back on our screens again with some dumbass storyline. I'm so excited to see like, where the actors go from here, but I'm going to not try to like get too emotional because we do have one last episode, and you guys know I'm going to talk forever for that episode. Let's go through the episode, and I'm going to talk about the points I wanted to talk about. I loved the Alice storyline this episode, and I love that she read Betty's book. It obviously meant so much to Betty, and I think it really gave Alice a sense of like, okay, wow, like all of these kids, these high school students, these people are their own lives. Like they have their own lives. They're their own human being. They're not just living to make their parents, aka me and Betty, like proud. Betty has a life. She's wrote a book, like they've got their own lives and their ambitions, their own dreams, and here Alice is telling her that it's not okay. It was very important that Alice learned that, and I'm glad that Betty even told her like, it's not too late, because it's not. It really is never too late to follow your dream, and she's got every right to do so. It's wild to me though that at this point in time women still couldn't open their own bank accounts, but they could have like their own jobs. Like, what? What's also insane to me is this was not that long ago. Like, it was obviously a long time ago, but not that long ago. Weatherby is the principal again at Riverdale, and all is well in the world. Oh, beautiful. The way Pep Comics put out that last issue, writing what truly mattered, was beautiful. I love everything that it stood for, and I cannot wait to see Jughead wrap up his writing about Riverdale and see what he actually calls it, because I really do think it's going to end with him creating a comic. I don't know if the comic is going to be called Riverdale or if it's going to be Archie Comics. I don't know, but I can't wait to see how he wraps that up. And then I'm assuming he like is going to open up his own comic publishing company. That's what I think would happen anyway. Veronica is going to do the movie to it, which is awesome. And honestly, like, this is why I say that I've always felt like they would make a good couple, because like Jughead's all about writing, and he's wants to be in New York and writing books and writing this and that, and then she's like always been into movies and like screenwriting and shit like that. Like, that's very her. They would go together really well, and Veronica's very big city workaholic businesswoman. And they just work together, in a way that's really sweet. They even each other out in a really nice way. And I'm not against them ending up together, honestly. I think that they're very sweet together. Cheryl is back with her vixens. Evelyn got told off. It was kind of sweet. I kind of like how, like, instead of some big dramatic moment or something bad happens to Evelyn, it just kind of ended with her, like, realizing that when you're a bitch to people and you're a bad person, nobody's gonna like you. It's just like kind of a big message, instead of something crazy happening to her. It was just like, they would rather have me because you're a terrible person, And then the fact that these other girls on the Vixens came out, it was just so cute. And Cheryl coming out was just everything. Oh my God, so special. And then Frank and Sheriff Keller, like, what? I am shook. That absolutely killed me, because I was wondering where they were going with that storyline of Frank being like, don't be gay, boy. You don't write poems, it's gay. Like, that's essentially what it was leading to. And I was like thinking, like, why? Because it's not really what he was like in present day, And the fact that it ended up being because he himself was gay was everything. And then Kevin and Kevin's parents got a divorce, and like they didn't really say why, but it's not because of them. It makes sense now, like, why the mom was seeming how she was, you know? But it was because she just, like, realized that Kevin is gay and also so is her husband, you know? That was, like, such a shocker to me. I could not believe that. But yeah, I do hope that Jughead opens up his own comic publishing place. Kind of wish, though, that he just kept Pep Comics and took it over, you know? But we'll see, I guess what Jughead ends up doing. Also, the fact that they got the English teacher back, and also I like how Grundy's just like, bye-bye. It was so weird. Oh my god, I gotta talk about Reggie and Archie. Oh my god. I didn't know he was gonna actually do it, but I had even said, like, why doesn't Archie do it? You know, when Reggie was talking about how he can't go to basketball camp because he's got to help his family with the farm. And I was kind of just like, why doesn't Archie do it? And then Archie offered, like, and how he was like glamorizing and being like, that's the best place for me to write, you know, to get inspired. It just was so beautiful. And that's, like I said a million times, one of the things I absolutely adore about the 50s storyline is the relationship between Archie and Reggie. I wish that we had it in present day because they are so genuinely close. Like, they're brothers, you know? There's nothing that would change that and come between them. It just was beautiful to watch that develop over the season. I can't. I loved it. That shit made me cry. Tabitha came back, and I had never been so happy to see a face pop up on my screen, and it was present day Tabitha, which is wild. And she first tells Jughead everything, and he watches it first. Him and Betty, like I said, they're the only ones that remember everything, and it was really heartbreaking, you know, watching him say goodbye to Tabitha, because they should have ended up together, and in a perfect world they did, and I'm devastated that they didn't. Their goodbye to each other was just like, I can't imagine how Jughead felt watching that for the first time, and like him crying when he saw it. It just was like, I really feel like him and Tabitha are soulmates, you know? It's just, they were so perfect for each other and so there for each other when each other really needed it. It was just like such a pure form of love that was so healthy and just beautiful. And I will forever be sad that we didn't get more of it. Their last kiss and him telling her goodbye was just like devastating, but I saw it coming, obviously, because like her job there is done and she can't stay there. There's another Tabitha in this world. You can't just like, oh, well, the other Tabitha's going to Chicago, so let's just pretend like you're her, you know, like that wasn't going to be able to be a possibility. I am happy that they kind of were able to close that chapter and Jughead kissed her and whatnot. That's another thing, though, that does make me think that maybe it's more than them just hearing about their memories. Maybe they do actually feel these things as well, because he was, you know, he was crying. He wanted to kiss her. He wanted to say goodbye to her. So I wonder if it's some sort of like in between where it's like, it's not necessarily feeling like, oh, that was me yesterday, you know, not that type of thing, but also feeling like that is still a part of them and not just something they heard about a past self, you know? So I think that is probably what it is, because everybody seems very emotionally attached. Like when Betty found out about her dad being a murderer and all the trauma she went through, and poor Betty, like if anybody should have forgot those old memories, it should have been Betty, because holy shit, girl has been through some stuff. It was also so sweet that Archie got to see his dad again and like had really said how great that was to see him. Shoni seeing them fall in love back then too. It was just, oh my god, it was so beautiful. The Tabitha and Jughead goodbye was beautiful again, like I said, and this was so good. It was so good, guys. I'm not ready to say goodbye. I think I've said all I can say for now. I'm looking forward to the finale. I'm looking forward to it, also dreading it, though, at the same time. I think it's going to be good. I think it will be good, and if Barchi ends up together, even better. All I need is Shoni and Barchi, and I'm good. But yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I will see you guys next week for the series finale. Thanks for sticking with me and watching Riverdale along with me forever, however long you've been watching, whether it's been 3 episodes, whether it's been 3 seasons since the beginning. Whatever, I'm so thankful, and I'm gonna miss everybody so much, and I just thank you guys so much for watching along with me, and I will see you guys one last time for the series finale. Thanks for watching.